for today's cup of coffee with Scream. I'm having some audio weirdness. And so I have messed with my volume. Because what it is, it's like I've almost got this mild reverb.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that are listening with headphones or something like that, they've probably noticed this. I don't normally. Because when I edit and stuff, I'm here at the laptop and I just do my thing.
Right.
But last night, it was a matter of trying to edit out the coughs.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh my God, I've got this weird reverb thing going on. And
it just sounds like baseball field.
Sort of, kind of.
Baseball.
Not horribly, but it's just, and it could be because we're about, microphones are about 10 foot away from each other.
Yeah, but other people have you know those tables that they literally just sit right across from each other, and that works perfectly fine. But I think and I think it also depends on the microphone that they're using too.
Yeah, it does. Well, and it's part of the difference between a unidirectional and a monodirectional. Because if you've got a monodirectional,
spaghetti,
it's not going,
and
it's not
lasagna
going to pick up the outside noises as much as a unidirectional. Unidirectional is going to get surrounding sounds more.
I have no
I know this
monodirectional versus
I know a little bit of
versus what unidirectional.
Mm-hmm. Unidirectional. I mean,
I got no idea what that
means.
Well,
monodirectional is one end. Uni is in universal, and it's like you've got surround
microphone
sound sort of type thing.
Okay.
And it's like the sails in it. If we took the windscreens or the spit guards off of the microphones, you would see that it's not, that you've got the front of the snowball is covered. It's not just the one little section.
Mm-hmm. It's the whole front.
It's what we have.
Yeah.
And this is an upgrade from what we had before.
It is.
We've been doing this a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Been doing this a hot minute.
Little by little. Little by little.
Whittle by
from the
whittle.
algorithms.
Whittle by whittle.
Nobody said anything about us needing a
Weedle.
A weedle or a spooger.
A weedle or spooger. Spudger.
Nobody said anything about us needing as far as subtitles. So I don't know.
Maybe we are
need
fine.
Feedback from some of these people. I think some of it is that people have listened to us for so long that they've gotten used to the accent.
Yeah. But then again, they wouldn't be, listening this long if they couldn't understand us. So.
True.
So I'm pretty sure it's not the fact that people can't understand us. That's not true. People can understand us very well.
And they just don't like what we're saying. Is that what it is?
The truth pisses people off.
Well, that's true too. That was I think.
And people don't want to hear other people's opinions.
I think that I shocked people. I don't know why. Because with the screen name that I have and have had since either late 90s or early 2000s, I've had this screen name for a very long time. And for some reason, a lot of times people automatically think I'm a dude. And it shocks them when they find out I'm not a dude.
I think it's because the way that you speak, it is sort of very... How do I sound?
I don't understand mountain women.
I don't know how to sound this. You called me a liberal earlier. Said that dad. Others have called me a liberal. Damn, at this point, I thought I was libertarian, but damn, no. I guess I'm just a fucking liberal.
No, it's one of those. We are independent thinkers. We are independent voters. I am not a fan of the uniparty, and I'm less a fan of globalist.
Yeah.
I'd like to be ungovernable.
I would prefer the government just,
leave us the hell alone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just leave us alone entirely, please.
And this is ADHD, totally. But anyhow, we're land with an A as opposed to an O. A, and a lot of times, like Spanish and different things like that, is indicative of it is a feminine thing. O is masculine, just like La and L. But for some reason, I don't know if it's the pumpkin thumbnail that throws people off or what. But when they find out that I'm female, it kind of freaks them out a little bit. I don't know. I mean, because when I type, I just type. It's just, and it's just like I had a simple one sentence something that garnered hundreds of responses over on X.
It shocked you.
It did shock me because it was a one sentence truth. That was it.
What was it that you said?
I don't know. I won't get on it, but it's like to other people that wanted to disagree to let them fight amongst themselves because it was the 4chan people. So I just left it alone.
I'm going on there to snooze.
No. But there was no point. It had nothing to do with that. But I do find that very interesting. And that's just like if people come from other places and they hear me and they're like, oh my God, it's a woman. It's a woman. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very much so.
I was like, back in the day, there's a YouTuber that I'd watch, and that was actually, she was how I got introduced to Team Fortress 2.
Uh-huh.
And so whenever she would play online games and talk on there at the time, they were like, dude, you really need to get your voice deepened or something if you're a guy.
Funny.
And she's like, I'm a 20-something-year-old woman.
It's like, that is dudette, thank you.
Yeah.
You had dudes and dudettes and all this bunch of bullshit about specifying whatever. Look, I mean, my God, the world has just gone fucking insane. And those of us that are Gen X were like, y'all crazy. Y'all keep your crazy out of my face. Uh-huh. And that is the one thing, as far as a kid was asking me about this Saturn return and that I'm going through. And one of the things that I have noticed, it's a matter of purging a lot of the social niceties and or norms. It's not like I was large on them anyhow, but a lot of it has, because this is not a time for bullshit.
No.
It's really not. And as far as just flat out truth. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's some shit.
It is not my responsibility to make other people necessarily comfortable. If truth offends someone, they're going to be offended whether I say it or anybody else says it.
When someone is being authentically themselves, like just unapologetically, authentically themselves, just saying whatever the fuck they want.
I've been accused of that.
It's not really an accusation. You know, seriously though, when someone is that authentically themselves, people are scared.
Why?
People get intimidated because most people are not. They are too scared to flat out be be authentically themselves. And if they are, they get backlash. And it's hard backlash. And so a lot of the time they don't.
They need to free themselves.
Yeah, but when it's, that's hard to do. When it's like family, friends.
Sure, I get it.
Just people day to day.
I get it. I've lost many, many people over the years. Many.
Yeah.
Some that I loved dearly, and God, it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those, I would rather do that than live a lie. It's like, I do not say anything about anybody when they're not present that I would not say to their face.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I live.
Yeah.
And does it piss people off? Yeah. It's not intentional, but it's just, like I said, time's too short to cater to other people's delusions.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a world that wants to be patted on the head, patted on the butt, sit there and go, yeah, baby, you all right? And it's like, no.
It's like, you're good.
While they skip gleefully off the cliff. And it's like, nah, I'm not going to be part of that.
Yeah. It's like, nah, you're good. You're good.
Mm-hmm. So to sit there and go, hey, dumbass, there is a cliff right there. If you keep going, your ass is going to die.
Listen, and it's a lot of the time, and they will still fight. They will see the cliff.
Their choice, and they can say, they can't say that somebody didn't tell them.
Yeah,
or
at
that
that
they
point,
didn't understand what was being said.
No, at that point, it's like, yeah, you've wasted your breath so much, and they still are being like, am I good? Like, for example, if they're backing up and they're still crashing into something, and you're like, dude, you're fucking wrecking the car. Am I good? Am I good? And you're just sitting there, head in hand, being like, okay, you're good. You're good.
No, see, I won't do that. I will not do that. Because that's... I'm one of these people as far as lying, I don't.
No, it's not lying. It's like full on, just like, all right, I've already wasted my power. Just, combust. Dude, at that point, you just combust.
And maybe that's part of their path. I don't know. But I figure if I'm involved with it, it's one of those to sit there and go, no, cliff. There's a cliff.
Yeah, but at a certain point, you can shout so much.
Oh, yeah.
But if it's obvious that they're not going to listen, then it's just like, that's when you're just like,
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But it's weird. Internet is weird. Yeah. The world has become weird. If you don't fit into their 2x2 box,
yeah.
It's just...
And it's sort of always been like that.
It has. I am on the fringe of society.
There's been a lot of people, I think. Yeah. Most people of the world are on the fringes of society.
Join the fringe. It's okay. It's okay. As long as you know who you are. Not who society tells you are, not who other people tell you are. You and God figure out who you are and why you're here and what you're supposed to be doing. That takes work. People don't want to do that. That was the whole thing about Spirit Quest and different things like that people used to do. Now what do? They go online, tell me who I am. And then you go and let some random stranger that has no skin in the game try to define who you are. What? Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Something else that is crazy.
Insert label here.
Yeah, really. We got the comet thing going through. Stephon Burns, he had another video today, and he explained about the different layers of things that have come from the solar flares and the geomagnetic storms. And it's big brain stuff. And honestly, my brain was slick enough today to where I didn't quite grasp it all. But I did post it over on X.
Layers.
If I remember, I'll put the link in the description box, and you can watch him on the U of Tube. But I mean, it's just an immense amount of energy that's going on right now. It is layers.
Oof.
And I'm going to do some kava tea tonight. I like kava. You can't do it for extended periods of time. It's not recommended.
It's been sort of an emotionally rough day, so I've been zoning out to racing games all day.
Yeah, kid he's given me a wide berth, which is preferable right now.
Listen, as long as but the only thing is, it's like as soon as I have to go to the bathroom, it's like our bladders have synced up.
Yeah, diabetic, and then possibly he may have another kidney stone going on or something like that. I don't know. But, I did warn you all. I did warn you. And y'all sitting there going, what the hell's wrong with her? I warned you. And it's like, when
I'll do what I'm supposed to do.
I know, but it's a matter of me going into hermit mode so I do not inflict myself on others.
That's why I get out of the way. And I told you this earlier. It's like, I understand that sometimes I can be a very overwhelming and very what's the word?
You got a Leo, right?
It could be a very overstimulating experience when hanging out with me.
Yeah. I get it because I am a Leo, and it's like with the geomagnetic storms, the planetary alignments, Saturn retrograde or return or whatever the hell it is, all this stuff, and it is easy for me to be overwhelmed right now. Mm-hmm. Even to the point I had weirdness with my skin last night, to where my skin was sore. There was no damage, no nothing. It felt like a severe sunburn. There was no discoloration. It's not a blood clot. Nothing like that. It was
it's just
weird.
It's like you just rub your skin. It's like you can barely touch it, and it hurts. Yeah. It stings.
And arnica did nothing to help it.
No. It just doesn't. When it happens, it does. I don't know what the fuck it is. Weird. It hurts.
Yeah.
And you just sort of have to suffer through it.
Well, it's just one of those, you prop your leg up or whatever body part up. And like I said, kava. That's why I'm going to do the kava. Might do some more magnesium.
I've had it like through here, like all like.
You probably do have a magnesium deficiency.
Like I've had
a lot of people do.
I've had it like basically almost entire body.
Mm-hmm. That's
at least at some point, some body part.
Well, your Pisces and these energies and stuff like that, I can see very much how, as far as, because these things do affect your nervous system.
This has
your
been
physical nervess system.
Yeah, but
which includes your brain.
I thought it was normal. I was going through this for years. On and off for years.
But when people understand what's going on, and they can sit there and go, okay, I've got some inflammation that includes my brain. So that means that probably how I'm thinking and feeling is going to be altered right now. Okay, let's not make big decisions right now. Let's just sort of do self-soothing and
let's chill
out for a minute.
Let's play the smooth brain game right now.
Yeah. But it's weird because I find myself with moments of dissociation. Yeah, it's just
a part of being
shut
at
down.
This point. Yeah, just full on like mini brain vacation.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? Nothing.
I'm sitting here staring at the wall.
But it does, as long as it doesn't last for an extended period of time, I'm okay.
Love him. I cannot tell you how many times I'm sure I've freaked out the neighbors because I'm doing dishes and I'm disassociating right out the window.
I've always done things like that. Always. It's weird. Because it's just, it is weird. But this more weird, and we alluded to this yesterday.
It's just the thing that happens.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just people get full.
And you can't really control it either.
No, you can't. And it's just like, let the brain give yourself some grace, and just move forward.
Yeah.
When you come back into the present moment, just move forward.
Mm-hmm.
But we had alluded to this story yesterday, and after I went through and thoroughly read it, and it's like, this is a lot more entailed than I thought that it was. And this is from Daily Mail and by Matthew Phelan. He gets all this stuff because he is the senior science reporter. And this was October the 14th of 2024. And I'm going to read this pretty much verbatim. It says, a retired senior Pentagon official has confirmed that UFO motherships were spotted releasing swarms of smaller craft, adding further mystery to the still unexplained intrusions over multiple U.S. military bases. Now, this is not one of those articles for shits and giggles.
So was it over the military bases that these things were seen, like, spreading out?
Well, we gonna find out.
Because, like, on TikTok, I've been seeing a lot of UFO stuff lately.
Yeah. It says his statements come amid the release of 50 pages of Air Force records related to proactive drone incursions that one general calls close encounters at Langley. Now, Langley is huge within the UFO community.
Langley.
It says, for at least 17 nights last December, swarms of noisy small UFOs were seen at dusk, moving at rapid speeds and displaying flashing red, green, and white lights, penetrating the highly restricted airspace above Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. That's our in Northern Virginia. And it says senior ex-Pentagon security official Chris Phelan told DailyMail.com that the episode was part of a much larger pattern affecting numerous national security installations. Two of the notable aspects, he said, are the fact that our drone signaling jamming devices are proven ineffective, and these craft are making no effort to remain concealed. In fact, in some instances, as Mellon took pains to emphasize, it is clear they want to be seen as though taunting us. Mellon, who served as Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence under both Presidents Clinton and George W. Bush, told DailyMail.com that since last year's Langley events, a similar series of intrusions has also occurred over Palmdale, California. An hour's drive north of Los Angeles, Palmdale is home to defense contractor Lockheed Martin's classified Skunk Works, which made the F-22. 22, of course. A spokesperson for Edwards Air Force Base near Palmdale told the War Zone this August that investigators are monitoring the situation to determine if there is any ill intent, and if not, we are trying to find out who or why it is being done. If you're over a military installation, how can you say that's not ill intent? That's usually a no-fly zone and stuff.
Yeah.
And it says that let's see more. It says that similar efforts were still underway in the East Coast at Langley, but the commander of its Air Combat Command, General Mark Kelly, said the government is stumped. The bizarre craft above Langley, home to at least half the Air Force's fleet of F-22 Raptor stealth fighters, led to 2 weeks of emergency White House meetings. And over the past 10 months, Air Force investigators, local police, and even NASA analysis operating the space agency's high-tech WB-57F research plane have all taken a crack at trying to identify the mysterious craft with no answers in sight. What would the U.S. do, as General Kelly put it to the Wall Street Journal, if this happens over the National Mall? General Kelly said the unidentified craft appeared to be 20 foot long and were capable of flying over 100 miles per hour at an altitude between 30 to 40,000 feet.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And the journal noted an overlapping incident in which a University of Minnesota student and Chinese national was caught photographing U.S. Navy vessels under construction in nearby Norfolk, Virginia, through the commercial drone. But the amateurish incident, for which she, as the individual's name, was sentenced to 6 months in federal prison, appears to be unrelated to the sophisticated squadrons of mysterious craft. Mellon told DailyMail.com, quote, I make no claims regarding their origin. Perhaps many are Chinese drones, but their brazenness, range, flight duration, reliability, resistance to countermeasures, and indifference to detection are confounding. And says in some cases, motherships have been reported, according to Mellon, who also managed security and information operations for part of his time at the Pentagon. These motherships, Mellon clarified, were extremely fast, larger vehicles that have been observed collecting or releasing swarm of smaller craft.
Holy shit. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's way scary. It says one such mothership case was investigated by Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, Special Agent Michael Bumberger. God bless him for having a Bumberger. Over Nebraska. Government records show local sheriffs reported seeing 30 to 50 unusual craft flying independently of one another, with a larger mothership hovering nearby for hours.
Hours?
Mm-hmm. It says, at Langley last December, Air Force personnel equipped with drone busters, signal jamming weaponry designed to counter remotely piloted enemy drones, reported that these mysterious craft failed to register on their anti-drone devices.
Hello, we need to wake up to the fact that aliens are real, all of us.
They needed to, go out with these giant nets and collect them. One witness reported being unable to use their drone buster due to not having a visual. Their testimony was released via the Freedom of Information Act, first published in the Liberation Times on Monday. In one December 6, 2023 encounter detailed in the FOIA documents, a Langley witness described serious aerial penetrations above a parking and servicing area for base aircraft known as the flight line. That ain't good.
The flight line?
The witness said, quote, I spotted 9 drones in diamond formation flying over, redacted, heading towards the flight line, redacted, and I followed the swarm onto the flight line where we lost visual of the swarm over the bay. Amid the frenzy of activity, NASA's Langley Research Center was also conscripted to aid in the effort to hunt down and identify these mystery drones. NASA's WB-57F, according to a research center spokesperson, provided additional imaging support as it circled the base on December the 18th and 19th of 2023. The activation of a specialized NASA aircraft equipped with what may be the most sophisticated airborne camera system in the world suggests that the U.S. government was truly baffled by these incidents, said former Obama-era Pentagon appointee and frequent columnist at The Hill, somebody that I can't pronounce. What did it matter? I mean, why go through all that? Why didn't they just simply say the person's name?
I don't know.
So that makes me highly suspicious right there.
Yeah.
Typically, there are 4 cameras total on the nose of NASA's WB-57F jets, each tailored to pick up specific colors of wavelengths of the electromagnetic spectrum. Some of these wavelengths, like mid-air infrared, cannot be measured from the ground because much of it is absorbed by gases and particles in the atmosphere. This von Renberg expressed skepticism that the objects will prove to be foreign espionage platforms given the ostentatious, showy nature of their flights. Well, now, why would they do that?
I don't know.
Why would they do that?
That's weird.
He noted the multiple consistent reports of bright flashing lights and formation flying suggests that some actor, be it a drone operator or otherwise, was putting on a show of impunity at considerable risk over a key military facility.
Impunity?
If this was a foreign intelligence gathering operation, the brazen nature of the incursions makes it some of the worst collection tradecraft imaginable. I don't know if that goes into like the saber rattling or what.
Saber.
And it says
saber rattling?
While still remaining agnostic.
Lightsabers?
About the solution of these alarming national security mysteries, some of America's most scientifically minded UFO investigators told DailyMail.com that they suspect culprits closer to home. Electrical engineer John Tedesca, who runs a mobile lab affiliated with Harvard's Galileo project, told DailyMail.com, quote, I would tend to agree with Mark Von that these are not from a foreign entity. Some obvious telling signs, such as the engine noise generated, altitude, and travel velocity, make me believe this is some locally staged activity. So
it's kind of suspect.
It's all suspect. Richard Hoffman, an information technology specialist at the Army's Redstone Arsenal, who has worked on projects to counter drone incursions at U.S. military bases, noted that solving the mystery poses major technical and bureaucratic hurdles.
Ooh.
And Hoffman told DailyMail.com, quote, we're in the process of fielding countermeasures at sensitive DOD, which is Department of Defense locations, but it requires coordination with the FCC, FAA, and others to deploy them, because God knows that bureaucracy helps streamline everything.
Doesn't it, though?
Further stated, quote, concerns about frequencies that could interfere with public and commercial uses has been an issue. There are documented cases where GPS on commercial aircraft has been affected near military bases, end quote. Outside of his official duties, Hoffman is also a co-founder of the nonprofit Scientific Coalition of UAP Studies, devoted to studying unidentified aerial phenomena, once called UFOs. They're still called fucking UFOs. It's just, you put a slash there. And
slash fucking UFOs.
Yeah, that's it. Hoffman also said, quote, it is also a concern that these drones are using frequencies not used by traditional drones. It rules out commercial drones from within the U.S., which are regulated, end quote. Officials at Langley would appear to agree, admitting that the December 2023 drone swarms proved to be impossible to pin down. Now, they're calling them drones, but they don't know what the hell they are.
Yeah, they have no idea. They're not drones. They don't
know.
It's UFOs. It's aliens.
And the rogue fleet.
Except the thing is, what I heard earlier on TikTok is that the government did officially announce something about aliens or whatever the fuck it's something, but what dude said was like they also said they possibly have been here.
Yeah, well, that's been speculated. That's part of self-disclosure that's been going on for years. And it says the rogue fleets of small aircraft would disappear into thin air each night despite being hunted by the best hardware the Air Force and NASA had on hand. The episodes were so sustained and disruptive that an entire fighter wing had to be relocated to another base, according to Mellon, who wrote about the case in May. And General Glenn Van Herrick, a commander of the North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, who led the mission to take down the infamous Chinese spy balloon back in February 2023, is that the one that traveled all the way across the United States? Described these Langley cases as unlike any other. General Van Herrick said that he had personally ordered jet fighters and other aircraft to fly close enough to these drones to pick up some visual clues. Ultimately, the general advised Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin to authorize a full battery of electronic eavesdropping equipment to get to the bottom of this case, but he acknowledged that strict rules govern the use of this tech over U.S. soil. So is this just one more huge thing to excuse spying on U.S. citizens? Is this what this is?
That's kind of what it sounds like.
And it says, nevertheless,
because these are the same people that allowed Chinese balloons, and I know we're still on that, but damn it, it's still like that's a major thing.
Nevertheless, Van Herrick said, quote, if there are unknown objects within North America, go out and identify them. Now, I'll put the link to the article in the description box. There's so much wrong with this story. Yeah. First of all, if it was something like this, do you really think that our military is going to say, we can't identify this, we don't know what this is, we can't do anything about this? Are they going to admit that to the public worldwide? I think not. No,
they are not going to admit that in the slightest.
But
this could be a staged thing.
Yeah. This very well could end up being like Project Blue Book. There was that other dude that had made the announcement that he expected some before the end of October, that some announcement about, UFOs, alien life, some shit like that. So, yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Quit messing with the flowers. He's over there messing with the flowers. Oh my God, the flower has become a fidget toy.
It has.
Oh dear, my poor little plants.
So I brought this one home.
Anyhow,
it's yours.
It's an avocado tree. It's an avocado.
It's a dead leaf. It's a dead leaf. Listen, the dead leaves are free reign.
That's true. The final thoughts on this story.
It's Project Bluebeam, more than likely.
It very well could be.
It's a bullshit set up. Some people are still talking about that shadow thing seen at that one mall where
that was something else. I don't think that was government. I think that was something else.
That was something else. Someone got like a picture of like a shadow person or something, whatever it was. there's just been a lot of shit all of a sudden just popping up all at once on my TikTok page, and it's like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah. And I don't know if it's a matter, and that's just like being over on Casper site. It is Casper site, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's also over there on X. And in his research, what he does is basically he watches other people's video channels that paranormal, supernatural, UAPs, and UFOs and stuff. He became a believer. He was very much a skeptic about the UFOs and stuff, but he has seen so many videos. There's nothing wrong with healthy skepticism.
Right.
But he understands that there's no way that everybody could be just hallucinating or making this stuff. And he had witnessed one himself a week or so ago.
Yeah. He did, didn't he? Oh.
When you see something yourself, and you don't know what it is, and that's why it's unidentified. Nobody is saying that it's necessarily from a different dimension or a different solar system or anything. It is simply an unidentified flying object. Then there are other people that have had lots of accounts of being abducted. We don't know whether that is some kind of, military something, to where these people could be delusional. They could have had memories implanted. I mean, we are living in the realm of science fact.
Literally.
It's science fiction fact. We have reached that dystopian future.
Yeah.
Welcome to the new age.
Although where we are
breathing in the chemicals
in our little area, seriously, in our little area, doesn't feel like it's changed all that much.
No, but
but in these other areas, yeah,
wouldn't want to be near them.
The overall frequency is like, oh yeah, it's shit has changed majorly. But in the other areas, damn, they got stuff beyond our knowledge.
Yeah.
Just in stores.
Yeah. So it just, like I said, we're not in Kansas anymore.
This is kind of freak. This is not, I'm not going to say kinda. This is scary.
It is scary. Because the world as we thought that it was is disappearing.
I don't want that.
I don't want that either. But we'll roll with it as best we can. We are living paranormal and supernatural, folks.
Yeah.
And I have not even the email. And it's there in the back of my little ADHD brain, just riding my back. I will get to it eventually. I really, really will. In and out of the dissociative states at some point. You want to tell them where we can be found?
Find us on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Werlanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, Werlanda, COCWS.
Actually quite active over there.
Yeah. She posts some cool stuff on there.
I do.
Go check out that tweet that got people flamed up.
A shit poster. It was just a simple question.
There's been days
it was a statement.
There's been days that you whipped your head at me and be like, I'm shit posting. I'm shit posting.
But I wasn't really. I mean, it was not intentional. Me and Greg. If you don't know who Greg is over on X, I adore Greg.
Yeah, and
you've got to experience Greg. Greg was old school, the reason the internet exists. It is that wonderful little bit of normalcy. Like his question the other day, one of these big name people that I was not familiar with, and they had put the thing out, ask me anything, any question. He's like, I'm at a friend's house and the toilet is clogged and there's no plunger. What do I do?
Nah.
And it's like, help, I'm stuck in here.
Yeah. It's like, you gotta help me out here, man.
Those are Greg, some of the things that he will post, and I appreciate him greatly. Anyhow, know that you are loved. Treat other people the way that you would like to be treated. Prayer all the time. That's our job right now. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next go.
Bye.